What's going on YouTube? In today's video we are going to be doing a 4122 kill switch install. This is not a sponsor, they didn't send this to me. I just saw a lot of people on social media getting it to prevent obviously their truck being stolen, or at least add to not getting stolen. To our list of tools, we have a wire crimpers, something to feed through your firewall. You're going to preferably need a heat gun, but I just have a lighter, needle nose pliers, 10mm wrench, and electrical tape. And what comes in the kill switch box is going to be our butt connectors and the wires we're going to crimp together with the button for on and off. Obviously, going to be some wire to send to the unit of the kill switch, and we're going to go ahead and we actually also have another relay. So if your truck, they send 2 relays because I was reading on the instructions that if the one that they sent in the kit might not work, so you might need a reverse relay. So that's what this is right here. It says reverse relay. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the engine bay and get everything started. Alright, so we're in the engine bay, as you guys can see. So we're gonna first start off by using our 10mm wrench to remove the negative terminal from the battery, and this is just recommended when you're doing any electrical work, just to prevent any short circuits or anything actually from turning on when you're working on it. So let's go ahead and remove it really quick. And we're gonna set it off to the side. So to connect this, we have our unit right here, and we are going to just basically match them up. So you're going to need to power the ground wire or the negative wire, whichever one you call it, and you want to power the relay, so you want to connect that too. And this one, I should say, is also going to go to this one right here. So it's really hard to mess them up, and these are interchangeable, so it doesn't matter which one you go to. So we are going to pull out our starter relay from the relay and fuse box with our needle nose pliers, and let's go ahead and see what that looks like. So we're going to look on our wiring diagram here, and we are going to see which one says first start, starter, so the big one. And since this was like this, so here starter would be this one right here, so the blue one. You want to be careful not just pulling straight out, because you could damage the actual relay, so I'm going to try and wiggle it out. Mine's fat. Don't want to do that. Alright, finally after about 10 minutes of struggling to get the starter out, I eventually got it. But after 25 years, 2025, and this truck was made in 2000, the starter plastic broke off. So I'm not too worried about it. If it was something here, like the actual starter itself, not just the cover, I would be more worried about it. But because we're going to replace it anyways, and I can always just tape this over, or try to, like this, I can just put the cover back on. But now we are going to install I'm going to go ahead and keep this anyways. I'm going to try and fix it and put the cover back on. But we are going to go ahead and install the starter relay that came in with the kit. So this is the one right here. Let's go ahead and unwind it and take off this. So a big key difference though is they tell you that this one, the OEM one, has 4 little, I forgot what they're called, prongs, I don't know, and this one has 3, and this is actually okay. It's not broken. You don't have a defective item. This is how it's meant to be, to bypass some type of electrical work. I forgot exactly what the reason is, but it's meant to be like that. Long story short. Let's go ahead and install it. took this one out. Just want to make sure that it's okay. Now we are going to run this wire out of the box and put the cover back on. We're going to try and maybe I can snake it through. I don't want to drill a hole through my fuse box because then it's not going to be as watertight as it was. So I'm trying to figure out, maybe I can just, I don't want to pinch it either. Maybe I am just going to have to pinch it. Now we can go ahead and install it with its proper connection. And we can go ahead, I'm going to use the chassis bolt, the one that is used to ground the battery connection to the body. So we're going to grab our 10mm ratchet and do that. I guess you could, if you really wanted to, you could just go right to the negative, but I think it'll look a little bit cleaner. And I'm trying to keep my battery not end up like that on the positive because I have the subs and my my switch panel, the aux beam one, and I think I have something else, but I don't want it to look like that all messy. So I'm trying to tidy it up somewhat. Unwind that, stick this back in there, and just tighten it up. Make sure that's good. Now we can go ahead and, so you can either, there's a spot, a 3D printed spot here for you to screw it into wherever you want to screw it into, maybe with some self tappers, but I'm just going to find some double-sided tape just in case I don't like it. I'm probably just going to go somewhere inside the fender, or if not, right on top of the relay box, and that's just to keep me from screwing into the fender any more than I have to, or into the body any more than I have to. But for right now, we are going to feed the wires into the firewall and get this through. Alright, so this is my contraption here. You don't want something, maybe like an old metal hanger, something really thin. This is honestly probably too thick. I'm just gonna wrap it. You don't want something sharp either. You don't want to puncture any existing wires that you might have there. And just go around a couple times and make sure this doesn't come off. It's probably good. And we're just gonna fetch it on the other side of that. So we're just gonna put the firewall. Alright, I can't really show you guys the angle, but I went ahead and I was able to pull it through. And I have some loose electrical wire here that I need to grab there, but the wire is passed through, so we are gonna just pull as much of the excess off as we want. Alright, so it is the next day, and I ended up just soldering these wires together and using heat shrink. I tried to use the connectors with the krimpers, but it didn't work out, so this is the next thing that I did, so it makes it a little bit more stronger actually. And I I don't know, I prefer this. So I have everything installed, and we are going to actually connect our negative battery terminal back on the battery and make sure everything is connected, and I'll get back to you guys. All right, so we are in the truck now. I'm gonna go ahead and start it without the kill switch engaged. Okay. Okay, so I tried both ways, and I think we're gonna have to use the reverse relay that came with the kit. So let's go ahead and swap that out, and hopefully that's the issue. All right, now we are just disconnecting the starter relay that came with the kit originally, and we're gonna replace it with the reverse relay. We're gonna remove all of our wiring and move this. Feed it under, put this to the side, and we are going to take out this guy right here. So this one says reverse relay, it also comes with the kit, and we're going to pop this in. Now we're going to install this guy. So this one actually goes in a little different than the one before. And we are going to make sure to try and not squish down any wires besides the one for the starter relay. Alright, and we're going to take our little these little, I don't know what they're called, plastic tie things. And we're going to make it nice and neat again. And just shove this down, and then we're going to connect our negative terminal to the battery. 10mm. Alright, and we're going to remove anything that can fall into the engine. Not into the engine, but where the pulleys are, where the belts are. You don't want to get anything messed up. A tool could fall in there. I think we should be clear. So now we're going to go back in and try and start the truck. Alright, back in the truck for the second time. Kill switch is not engaged. We're going to turn this on. Okay. And we're going to turn this on. That's interesting. So down means it's not on. I thought it would be the other way around. And then when we turn it off, we're engaging this when this is up, and you hear a click and it won't turn on. So there you guys go. I'm gonna go ahead and hide the kill switch. I'm not gonna let you guys know obviously where it's at. But yeah, if you guys have any questions with your installation, let me know. I can try and help you, or if not, if you guys want to get this for yourself, reach out to 4122 and ask them yourselves. But guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully I have new videos coming out soon. I'm working on a rock slider project. I try to do it myself, but I'm having some trouble with that. So yeah, just stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching.